It's the penultimate week of Athletes Unlimited, and it's deja vu all over again as we have the same four captains in the same order for the first time in AU history. Deja Mulipola tops the leaderboard, but only 52 points separate the top four coming into the weekend. Buckle up as we continue the ride. We are live in Rosemont, Illinois. Second game of two from Parkway Bank Sports Complex on a Friday night. We've got the Friday night lights out. Team Mulipola getting ready to take on Team Chidester. Man, we have had a whole bunch of fun already. One good one in the books. Athletes Unlimited softball now in its third year, and the leaderboard brought to you by Geico is jam-packed with big-time names. This is updated from the games earlier today. Haley McClenny is on top. Danielle O'Toole making a big leap. She is now in that fourth spot. Athletes Unlimited softball. It is 60 world-class athletes competing for 5 consecutive weeks. Each team is divided every week 4 ways. Things are kept track of with an innovative scoring system, identifying 4 new captains, drafting a new team every Monday. We play Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, doubleheaders each and every day. Glad to have you along for our nightcap with my partner, Madison Shipman. I am Eric Collins. Earlier today, we had a game like you would draw a pitcher's duel, tense, perfect defensively. Whole lot of fun, and we're hoping to do it again tonight.
I think the pitchers took it personally that we were talking about all hitters coming into this week, because for 2 consecutive weeks, all 4 captains are all hitters, and we're going to see another 2 hitters as team captains in game 2 tonight, looking to have another breakout game. And Deja Mulipola, one of the most consistent hitters that you're going to see out there with one of the most powerful swings. Drove that one 322 feet. Drove another one to left field, 308 feet. And yes, she did it again. Another one going to 329 feet out to left field. Has one of the strongest swings here in this Athletes Unlimited season. But she's going up against Amanda Chidester for Team Chidester, whose bat has been really hot as of late too, seeing the ball really well. We talked to her in game 1 about how well she's seeing the ball, how well she's seeing off-speed pitches. So you know these pitchers are coming out here to try to set down these big hitters.
Well, Amanda Chidester has been in this Athletes Unlimited field for 3 consecutive years. She knows all about the scoring breakdown. The best thing you could do is win a ball game. You win a ball game, everyone on your team gets 50 points. You win an inning, everyone gets 10 points. And then, of course, there's individual hitting stats, individual pitching stats. And when it's all said and done, we'll tell you about the MVPs. If you're MVP 1, that's 60 points. MVP 2 is 40 points. And MVP 3 is 20 points. Third member of our crew is Key Michael. She's standing by. Looks like she is in a bullpen. Key, what's going on?
I'm in the bullpen. I only ever get in here when no one else is here because I'm just afraid I'm going to get hit by a ball. But I'm going to leave here and go into the stands and search for some friends and family. I've already scouted some moms, some sisters, so stay tuned and we'll chat to them a bit later.
Key, we look forward to it. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get her done. Talk about the starting pitcher. This is going to be for Team Chidester. Alyssa Denham is going to get the ball. Look at those numbers. She's been good this year.
I really like this move, putting her in this starting position, because I think she's thrown really well throughout this season and has continued to get better each and every outing. She's somebody that works the ball primarily down in the zone with that heavy drop ball. It has great late movement on it, but she's also got an off-speed pitch, that changeup that she's going to bring in there. But I really like that she just keeps the ball low in the zone and lets her defense work behind her.
Alyssa Denham will be taking on Team Mulipola. And this is the lineup for Team Mulipola. Victoria Hayward has been red hot, batting average of .405 so far this season. Hannah Flippin, they do everything shortstop. Sydney Romero's at third. Captain Mulipola puts herself in the 4th spot. Erica Biancastelli is not catching. She'll be out in right field. TJ Sanders, the DP, Jasmine Jackson, Lily Piper, and Janae Jefferson. Oh, we have a moment to talk about the defense. Some unusual formations here. We got Kelsey Harshman, normally a second baseman. We've seen her first, but she's going to play left field today. You got Aaliyah Andrews in center. Tori Vidalis, normally a first baseman. She's going to try a right field. You got Sydney Sherrill, Anissa Urtez, Abby Ramirez, and Amanda Chidester in the infield, with the veteran catcher Gwen Svekis receiving Alyssa Denham. There's Aaliyah Andrews, and she will be the captain of the outfield, no doubt about it, playing with a couple of newbies surrounding her in Harshman and Vidalis. Here's Victoria Hayward riding a 16-game hitting streak coming into tonight. Hayward 15 for 37 so far this season. She began the day 8th out of 60 on the leaderboard.
There's the good look at that off-speed pitch coming out of the hand of Alyssa Denham. Gets it called for strike one after falling behind 2-0 to Victoria Hayward, who's standing in there to swing away in this at-bat to start off this ball game.
Tries to numb it to the shortstop. Look at her, Tez. Man, she's like a panther. So quick. Out number one on a beautiful defensive play.
It's almost like Hayward wanted the defense to think that she was going to stand in there and swing away, because on this one she goes to the slap. But Anissa Urtez was already playing far enough in to still be able to make a play on that softly hit ground ball.
Urtez, the #1 draft choice for Team Chidester. And she's the #1 with a bullet. It's been on merit with what she's been able to do, not only with a bat in her hands, but defensively playing shortstop. Another great shortstop, Hannah Flippen, is the batter. Flippen and Urtez were teammates at Utah during their college days. On the short list of best defensive infields in the history of college softball. And it's not just the defense that they play with the glove, it's the instincts that they play defense with.
And the communication too, and it feels like the other one knows where the other player is going to be before the ball's even hit into play. And I talk a lot about the pre-pitch thought, thinking about where you're going to go with the ball if it's hit to you. But these athletes just have such great instincts with the balls off the bat.
Popped up, foul territory, and the catch is made by the captain, Chidester.
Third baseman, number 2, Sydney Romero.
Even right there, that slight communication, just talking about the lights. Abby Ramirez and Amanda Chidester communicating on maybe who's going to have the better look at some balls hit in certain areas on the field. All those things come into play, and here at Athletes Unlimited, with these teams switching every single week, these athletes really having to communicate just a bit more coming into the weekend.
There's 8 points the hard way for Sydney Romero. She is hit with a pitch with 2 outs, and look who congratulates her when she gets to first base. It'll be the starting pitcher for Team Mulipola, Odyssey Alexander. So you're your starting pitcher in an Athletes Unlimited because everyone is all hands on deck. You're also the first base coach.
Well, and Odyssey's a dual threat too. We might see her pick up a bat at some point this season. We know that she can swing it.
Here's the captain for Team Mulipola, Deja Mulipola. Second year as a pro. Deja has been hotter than a pepper sprout. 13 base hits in 29 at-bats, a .448 batting average with 5 homers. She is still third on the leaderboard, even after spotting everyone else a game earlier today. We had Team Jaquish and Team McClenny play a full 7-inning game and, of course, amass points. And even after all of those points were amassed, Mulipola is still third. Good job by Denham. She strikes out Mulipola. So a scoreless half inning for Team Mulipola. When we come back, Team Chidester heading to the bat rack.
Big strikeout to start off this ball game. Denham goes with the off-speed pitch to get Deja Mulipola swinging as we head into the bottom of the first inning.
Welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the first inning for Team Chidester. They're going to get a chance to bat against Odyssey Alexander.
Alexander, one of the pitchers here that throws with really good velocity. Again, she's going to throw it in the high 60s, even touch 70 miles per hour. But one thing I think she does that separates her from some other pitchers out here is her ability to mix speeds. She can throw the ball up in the zone, down in the zone, along with east and west. But she's going to throw some off-speed pitches along with that strong changeup that she has.
This will be the 9 that she'll face. Anissa Urtez, Abby Ramirez, Amanda Chidester. That's 3 A's to begin your ball game. Kelsey Harshman, Tori Vidalis, Gwen Svekis, Jordan Roberts is the DP, Sydney Sherrill's the third baseman, and Aaliyah Andrews is the number 9 hitter. So here in this first inning, Odyssey Alexander is going to get all A's.
I feel like I'm letting you down here because my first name does not start with the letter A.
You have a very presidential name, Madison. Urtez hits this one to left field, but playing it perfectly is Jasmine Jackson. Quickly one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, Jasmine Jackson, a very good defender in left field. She has Victoria Hayward in center and Erica Piancastelli in right. Sydney Romero had a flippin'. Janae Jefferson, Lily Piper right side of the infield with Mulipola catching Alexander. Here's Abby Ramirez coming off a solid weekend. Last week she shined. In front of a lot of friendly faces. She is a Chicago native. Good swing, fouls it back to the screen, 0-2.
I know in the top half of this inning we talked about all the defensive changes for Team Chidester, maybe some players being in a position that they wouldn't normally be in, and I think the reason for that is to get Abby Ramirez in the lineup offensively and defensively because she plays such a good second base, but she's also been swinging a red-hot bat.
Ball just disappears under the bat of Ramirez. 2 down.
A heavy dose of off-speed pitches out of the hand of Odyssey already in this ball game. Some of them off-speed, some of them change-ups, but look at the way she turns her hand over to get that downward drop movement on this pitch. Gets right underneath the barrel of Abby Ramirez.
Here's the captain, Amanda Chidester. Oh, man. That would have made it to the expressway. Power against power. Alexander and Chidester. Popped up. Foul territory. And the catch is made by Mulipola. Odyssey Alexander, not much of an Odyssey at all. She only needs 7 pitches to get through the inning. Both sides go down scoreless in the first inning. Hey fans, it's time to earn points just for watching. If you're an Athletes Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app to earn points and move up the leaderboard. To get the app, download it today for free. Get access to great AU content and experiences all season long. You're allowed to vote for MVPs, and we had the MVPs from our earlier game today, Game 1. Everyone was a part of that win for Team McClenny. Kaylee Clifton, the homers, plus 60. Danielle O'Toole, the winning pitcher, plus 40. And Shannon Rhodes, a plus 20.
All well-deserving. I think all of those are well-deserving of MVPs. I wish I could give an honorary MVP award too. I know we talked a lot about Aubrey Leach and what she did offensively, but that play that she made defensively, I think saved the game for them.
That was a classic softball necessary play. Game-winning play for Aubrey Leach. Also had a couple of singles and a walk. Here's Erica Piancastelli. Ton of power. She began the day 11th out of 60 on the leaderboard. Alyssa Denham misses, the ball and 2 strikes. Denham in the first inning got a couple of bounce outs, hit Sydney Romero, and then struck out Deja Mulipola. Driven deep center field. Andrews goes back, runs out of room. It's a homer for Piancastelli, her 15th career bomb.
Bianca Stelli was perfectly timed up for this off-speed pitch. Saw all hard drop balls to start off this at-bat. The first off-speed that she sees, she absolutely crushes. About thigh-high outside, and she goes with that pitch, drives it right back up the middle, straight to our cameraman out in center field.
Dedicated to the craft, was still holding on to the camera instead of going for the homer.
Everybody on Team Mulipola loving it.
And DJ Sanders is hit on the leg. That is the second batter in the game's first 6 who's been hit with a pitch from Denham.
I think that one got both DJ Sanders and Gwen Svekis back behind the plate. Drop ball inside, just gets away from her. Yeah, hits that back leg of DJ Sanders and then hits the leg of Gwen Svekis.
So DJ Sanders gets a +8 for getting hit with a pitch. Gwen Svekis gets nothing but a bruise. And wow, so early, moving and shaking. Jen Salling, the facilitator for Team Mulipola, has come down to home plate and wants to make a change. Okay, this makes sense. DJ Sanders is the DP, and so you got Janae Jefferson as the second baseman. They're able to kind of move around. So you're going to have Janae Jefferson come on and run for DJ Sanders. That does not burn DJ.
He's running at first base, number 9, Kiki Stokes.
That's Kiki Stokes O'Connor.
Running for Sanders.
Kiki Stokes O'Connor comes on to run. Jasmine Jackson thinking bunt. Nobody out. They've already scored a run. Looking for more. .3-0. So the last 4 pitches for Denham, she hits Sanders and has thrown 3 out of the strike zone to Jackson. Three and 1.
Goes with that off-speed drop outside to pump it in there for strike 1. Jackson thought it was ball 4. It's a little low, but I think that one just barely clips the bottom half of the strike zone. Goes right back to it for strike number 2.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson.
We trust you, kid. We trust
Little number, that is a fair ball. And out at first, Svekis throws out Jackson, but it works as a sacrifice. She won't get credit for the sacrifice, but it does the same thing. It puts Stokes O'Connor at second base.
Good play by Gwen back behind the plate too. Jackson has a ton of speed. This one just barely getting out into fair territory, but Gwen hops out of the squat, snags it and fires it down to first base.
Here's Lily Piper. Piper beginning the day, 28 out of 60 on the leaderboard. Swings at the first pitch and it's foul. And that'll be the only time all season long we see Jen Salling miss a ball. The facilitator, Jen Salling, down the third base line. Some of the best hands the professional softball's ever seen.
I was gonna say, you give her a glove, that play is made. And she probably fires it across to first too. Oh yeah, I love this look at it here.
Come on, Salling, make
Great
a play.
jump.
Make a play, Salling.
It's because she didn't have a glove on.
Salling, a part of that bronze medal winning team, Team Canada last year on the Olympics. Played pro ball for many, many years, National Pro Fast Pitch, internationally for Canada. Great ambassador for this game. Piper strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Denham.
Second baseman, 42,
Such good movement on this pitch down in the zone. It starts pretty low, but you can see the rotation just drops off the table right at the last minute. Piper not able to make contact with it. And already 2 strikeouts on the evening for Denham.
Here's Janae Jefferson trying to keep the inning alive. Jefferson, 7 hits and 28 at-bats. Rookie from Texas. Into left field. Easy play. Harshman with the catch, and the side is retired, but damage done for Team Mulipola.
Erica Piancastelli getting Team Mulipola on the board early in this ball game, and it's a home run to center field off an off-speed pitch. Piancastelli playing some of her best ball of her career here in Rosemont.
Welcome back here on bottom of the second inning. Team Chidester needs to score a run, or else it's going to be 2 innings won for Team Mulipola. Kelsey Harshman leads things off. She's
been really impressive up at the plate, and it's because of her ability to hit the ball to the opposite field. I think she has one of the best opposite field swings you're going to see here at Athletes Unlimited. And typically you see pitchers wanting to throw power hitters away, so that's why Kelsey Harshman's seeing a heavy dose of outside pitches in her at-bats, but that's her bread and butter. That's where she wants those pitches, and she goes with them so well to left field.
Harshman will be followed by Vidalis and Svekis here in the second inning. Odyssey Alexander was not tested in the first inning, only needed 7 pitches to get 3 outs. Harshman on the year, 13 hits and 29 at-bats. It's a .448 batting average. Man, she's been the truth. Played collegiately for Yvette Healy up at Madison, playing Big Ten ball. Wisconsin Badgers, where she was such a big deal in the Big Ten. It's always a place for someone who hits the ball hard all over the diamond. She doesn't have the same approach because she doesn't play the small ball as much, but when she's in the left-handed batter spot, she reminds me of, remember Amber Patton? Played at DePaul and then played professional ball and National Pro Fast Pitch for many years. Really handled the bat.
I was going to say, just batters that seem to have a knack for being able to hit whatever pitch comes at them. And especially the outside pitches. I think that's what, again, we just saw that package, but that's what really impresses me about watching Kelsey Harshman swing, is the way that she effortlessly hits the ball with power to the left side.
Just looks so comfortable in the box.
Yeah, you can see right there on that pitch, Deja was actually set up to go inside, and it just fell out of Odyssey Alexander's hand. But I'm wondering if we're ever going to see a pitcher really pump in a heavy dose of hard inside pitches to Harshman.
Harshman has got this thing when she's getting ready for the pitch to come. She almost puts her elbows together. Trying to stay small. I don't know what it actually means, just a comfort thing, but it's every single time.
Could be a timing thing too, a timing mechanism that she has. Maybe it feels good. I don't know.
It works.
Sometimes us hitters do weird things.
That's a great at bat. She started 0-2, worked the count full, fouled off a pitch, and draws the leadoff walk. Every time. Every time.
Well, I think that's something you see from hitters too, is they'll do the exact same thing every single time that they step into the box. Same with pitchers too, have the same routine every single time they approach the rubber. Just that mental routine that you have is something that stays consistent throughout the ball game, no matter if you're doing well or not.
Here's Tori Vidalis. For every run during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, aspiration is planting 10 trees. Heading into week 4, 1,990 trees have been committed this season thanks to Aspiration support. Earlier today, another 50 trees planted. It was a 3-2 win for Team McClenny over Team Jaquith. TV Tori Vidalis. Third all-time, Athletes Unlimited history with 46 hits. She's 12 for 30 this year. Smoked! No doubt about it! Home run, Tori Vidalis. It's an inning win for Team Chidester. Well, that was quick. Second, make it third homer of the year for Tori Vidalis.
I think those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are working really well for Team Chidester right now. But Tori Vidalis, one of the most aggressive hitters here at Athletes Unlimited, and she goes after the first pitch, fouls it off. The very next pitch, she gets all of it, 265 feet out to center field. Vidalis swinging a very hot bat right now.
Gwen Svekis is next in line. And she hits a soft liner in the left field that will get down. And people, if you really looked at that home run by Vidalis, you noticed that her feet, it didn't seem like you could hit the ball a long way with the way her feet moved on impact. But she's so powerful, and maybe it's the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Who knows? Be a highlight for me. Tori Vidalis is wearing a microphone. She is one of the most insightful, funny, unique individuals in professional softball. So we'll be listening into her all season long. All right, let's look at the feet here, Vidalis. See her front foot, it almost like sweeps away on contact.
Yeah, and it doesn't open up until after contact. I would say that that's almost something like a batter letting go of the bat too. And she's so strong in her legs when she gets to contact. She's perfectly on time. She uses that back leg, keeps her hands inside. And then once she gets to contact, it's almost like she's using that step out to give her barrel that extra bit of extension on her swing. That's how she's able to hit that ball out to center field rather than pulling it down the left field line.
Good stuff, Madison. I knew you'd have an answer. I knew you would.
I had to take a second look at it, though.
That pop-up by Jordan Roberts, the first out of the inning. The walk to Harshman, the homer by Vidalis, the single by Svekis. And now runner on at first, one out. Here's Sydney Sherrill. High drive center field. Hayward makes the play on the warning track. About 228 feet worth of out for Sydney Sherrill. 2 down.
All these batters for Team Chidester are going after these off-speed pitches coming out of the hand of Odyssey Alexander, about 60 miles per hour. Like we said, she mixes speed, so she's gonna throw high 60s, touch 70 miles per hour, but then she's got this off-speed drop, I'm gonna call it, coming in about 60, but she'll also throw a changeup down in the 50s. And it seems like Team Chidester's game plan is to go up there hunting the off-speed pitches.
Ball bounces in front of the plate and goes off the face mask of the catcher Mulipola. And Svekis will take an extra base.
Again, it looked like another off-speed pitch that Odyssey just let go of a little bit too soon, bounces in front of the plate.
I think they hit the glove of Mulipola and then her mask. That's why it took such a funky bounce. Aaliyah Andrews. Softly. Man, she is so good defensively. Odyssey Alexander quickly picks and fires, and the side is retired, but Tori Vidalis happens.
Well, she saw Team Mulipola hit a home run at the top of the second, and she said, you know what, I can do one better. A 2-run shot out to center field gives Team Chidester the lead and 20 inning points.
Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly and a baseball bat. It's kind of fun out here though. I haven't gotten a ball yet, but it does. But I like seeing it from this point of view. Yeah. Because I never see it. Yeah. Scare me.
are into the game with Air National Guard and TV. Tori Vidalis joins us now. She's way out there in right field. Tori, do you know where you are right now?
There's a lot of green. I've never seen this much green before.
You're always a first baseman so far your first couple of years at AU. When was the last time you played right field?
Actually never. It was funny when Chitty drafted me, my mom texted and I said, well, I told her, you know, Chitty asked if I have ever played right field. And I said, well, one time I played left with Mexico. And my mom goes, well, you started in center field, so back to your roots. And I'm like, yeah, but I've lost some speed since then, so.
Well, it's already been 2 innings and we haven't seen a ball hit your way, so you know it's got to be coming to you. It's got to be coming to you shortly.
Yeah, okay, what's the deal? Every time you put someone in a new spot, right, the ball always finds them.
Yes,
and I'm like,
yes.
3rd inning, waiting on one.
I know, see, we're up here in the booth waiting for you to get a ball out there in right field. And you know, being on the mic does help that too. That crazy things seem to happen when people are mic'd up.
That's true.
I wanted to flip gears though a little bit and talk about your offense. And of course we just saw that 2-run shot, but when I watch your swing, I feel like you've been doing such a good job this season with the off-speed pitch. Was that something that was a point of emphasis for you prepping for Athletes Unlimited?
Not specifically like working on the off-speed pitch, but finding my swing again. I think after I graduated, you know, a lot of different factors went into that, such as not practicing as much, and it's physically impossible to practice as much as you practice in college, but things like that, and getting a new bat, which I swing a 2-piece, I was swinging a 1-piece, and really messed with my bat whip back here in the zone. So me and my dad, you know, working in the cage, getting back to my wrap, which I wrap my bat a lot, but it allows me to kind of hitch and stay on plane a little bit longer. So that's why I'm able to sit back a little bit better on those off-speed pitches and hit them for power instead of just kind of like dinking them in over third base.
What a play by the shortstop Ortez.
On the fly.
Man, the instincts of Anissa Ortez are unmatched.
Atta baby!
Stop number 19.
You know, Tori, I would say, are we going to see you at shortstop next? But when Anissa Ortez is making plays like this, it makes it hard to get a shot defensively over there.
Oh my gosh, I love watching her play defense. Had the honor to play with her for about 6-7 years now. So, I mean, she's been doing that for years, and I'm glad the world is finally watching and getting to bask in her greatness.
First ball swinging, flipping to the third baseman, Cheryl, 2 down.
A lot more running out here, man.
Ha!
It's
Hey, TV
cardio.
Tori, there's got to be people out there saying to themselves, okay, you're one of the best hitters in the history of, you know, the college game. You've been phenomenal internationally, professionally. Why are you changing bats? You said you went 1-piece to 2-piece or 2-piece to 1-piece. What was the change for?
Yeah, so right out of college, you know, I heard all the vets talking about, oh, you got to get a pro bat. So I got a pro bat, but it was a 1-piece. And I didn't realize at the time, but there's not as much flex in back here in my swing. Oh, I see the camera over here. Not as much flex back here, so whenever I was trying to wrap or get a round out of my wrap and get that rotation in, it wasn't coming as fast as it normally did. So I switched back to the 2-piece, and it allowed me much more speed back here, so then when I'm whipping, I can just whip this through instead of kind of having to push. So it allows me to cover more of the plate rather than having to pick a side and commit to it and then not be able to get to that other half. Oh.
Hey, yes! You're awesome!
Let's go!
We love you, Tori.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me.
On here once again is Jenna.
That's awesome. She's called TV Tori for a reason, folks. Man, she's got it going on. It's the inning of Tori Vidalis. Back in a moment.
Middle infielder, my fiance, Anissa Ortez.
We've competed against each other for all of our national team experience. Like, she's played for USA and I played for Mexico, so we've had those boundaries of competing against each other. It's definitely a bonus when we're on the same team because I do love her energy. When we first met, I was like, I want to be on your team because you're loud and you're a hype woman, like I want to be on your team. So we're always cheering for each other no matter what happens, you know, looking at the rankings and just having fun with it. So it's been fun both ways.
That has been really just a highlight of the season, getting a chance to see not only the excellence of Anissa Ortez and Amanda Chidester, but also the joy that they play with each and every ball game.
Well, and I think it radiates throughout the rest of the team, too. The rest of the team picks up on just how much positivity and how much passion and energy that those two bring to the field every single day. And I feel like it was back in week 1, they were going swing for swing and home runs to start off this season. Both of them having fantastic seasons, both offensively and defensively, especially for Anissa Ortez. Got to see a little bit of her flashing the leather back in the last inning.
And they both putting up numbers. You got Ortez beginning the day 17th on the leaderboard, Chidester beginning at 4th. New pitcher to tell you about, Odyssey Alexander is lifted. She's replaced by Greta Cicchetti. Cicchetti, born over in Italy, has been a longtime stalwart on the Italian national team.
Already you're seeing a good example of what you're going to see out of Cicchetti, and that is that drop ball, heavy drop ball that she'll throw to both sides of the plate.
High drive deep to center field. Hayward going back, and it's gone! Anissa Ortez leaves the yard. It's an inning win for Team Chidester, courtesy of the homer by Ortez.
I feel like we were just talking about home run balls with Anissa Ortez, and how about that one? Leaving the yard, that's a way to greet a new pitcher into the ball game, is by sending that one over the center field wall. Seemed like it took a couple of pitches for her to get on time with this one, and she does it straight out to our cameramen out there. I don't think our camera guys knew that they needed to come with a glove to the field today.
So Ortez, that is now homer number 4 on her season. And Team Chidester has now won the first 3 innings. Abby Ramirez tries Hannah Flippin. You're going to try and go someplace else next time. Flippin doesn't make too many mistakes. And that is the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd. It's amazing how Anissa Ortez has just developed so much power over the years.
And she's been playing over in Japan too, and I think because of that experience professionally playing over in Japan, she said that she felt the most ready for this Athletes Unlimited season than any other previously, just because of what she's learned over there, the reps that she's gotten over there. You can see all that hard work paying off for her here in Rosemont.
We've seen over the years professional softball. Kelly Kretschmann played until her late 30s. Kat Osterman played until 39 last year. You can still play at a high level deep into your 30s. You can't tell me that if Amanda Chidester wanted to, and she's retiring at the end of the year, with the work that she has put in, with what she puts into her body, you can't tell me that she couldn't still be elite for another 10 years.
Oh, absolutely she could. I definitely think that she could, just the way that she's swinging the bat, the way that she preps. But ultimately, she's decided that this is the last go around for her. And I think because of that, too, coming into this season, knowing that it's going to be the last season, she's playing with just such a free mindset, going out there just to have fun every single day. And the rest of the team, we talked about it, picks up on that energy and the vibes that she brings to the field. And that's why she's been so successful, and her teams have been successful already in this season.
One out walk to Chidester.
Left fielder 33, Kelsey Harshman.
Here's Kelsey Harshman. She got things started an inning ago with a great at bat against Odyssey Alexander. Started with 2 strikes, got it to 3-2, fouled off a pitch, and then walked right before the Tori Vidalis homer. She is a pro's pro with a bat in her hands. We've got the best audio person in the history of the world. Lee working the microphones, and you can hear people from the dugout screaming, "Let's go KJ, let's go KJ." Her name's Kelsey Harshman, but everyone calls her KJ because her name before marriage was Kelsey Jenkins, for those who did not know. She was Kelsey Jenkins when she set all kinds of records at Wisconsin. I got her. So Harshman is hit with a pitch. That'll put runners on at first and at second with one out. And I'm here to tell you, Cicchetti did not mean to hit Harshman, because all it does is put another base runner on in front of Tori Vidalis.
And this is what she did in her last at-bat, an off-speed pitch coming out of the hand of Odyssey Alexander, and she drives it a long way out to center field. Fouled off the first pitch and then went after the very next one. Get some of those peanut butter jelly vibes going in that dugout.
It was just a couple of minutes ago that TV Tori told us about her bat choice. How much thought does go into selecting a bat? It's not like just grabbing one that feels good off the bat rack.
I was going to say, a lot of thought process goes into what bat that you're going to swing. And I know that Tori and I had this conversation when we were working together during the college season this year, because I always preferred swinging a one-piece bat. And she likes swinging a two-piece bat for the reasons, of course, that she just explained, getting the whip. And for me, I like to swing at inside pitches. I like to put my toes right on that chalk line, force the pitchers to throw me inside. And because of that, I felt like I could get my bat around a lot quicker with a one-piece than I could a two-piece. So for that reason, I always swung a one-piece bat.
That's just fascinating.
Although I will say that my rookie year, I swung a two-piece bat, and the reason for that was when Kelly Kretschmann tells you to swing a certain bat, you swing the bat. So that was my reasoning for swinging that one. Worked out okay.
Rookie of the year. Off the thumbs and out of play. Tori Vidalis, Texas A&M Aggie, mentioning how she doesn't have enough time to practice as she normally did back as a college player. She is very active in the television world. She is fantastic holding a microphone, working in every different level as analyst. I'm telling you, she's going to be a world-class play-by-play announcer if she wants to.
She's wonderful to be around, to work with. Does a great job broadcasting games in studio, and have thoroughly enjoyed my time being able to work with her, and also now get to cover her here in the professional ranks. It's a lot nicer sitting up here in the booth watching Tori play than it was being on the other side of the field coaching against her.
I want her to do play-by-play. I think it'd be so unique and so fun to have a great player do play-by-play. You don't have a doofus like me saying, oh, why you wear the two-piece bat? And you have a great player and you have another great player as an analyst, and I think the conversations would be tremendous.
So you're saying that we just need to get Tori up here in the booth with the third headset and let us go.
Not even third. I'll step aside if she wants to do it. No doubt about that.
See, I'm still trying to keep you in here.
This is trouble right now. One out, bases loaded without the benefit of a base hit. 2 walks and a hit batter. And Gwen Svekis is at the dish. I think Svekis is going to have a big weekend because Kat Osterman is in the house. Those two were linked over the last 2 years. It was Kat's go-to was Gwen Svekis. Needed to have her on every team that she was the captain, which was every week. Kat has come back this weekend, and I just know that Gwen is feeling the Katness in the building. Two-one pitch. That's a big strike called. Hey, there she is. Kat Osterman. She's hanging out with Sis Bates. And you got a Taylor Edwards, Sam Fisher. That's a who's who right there. Softly, could be 2. Second for 1 on a first. Double play. Oh, much needed for Team Mulipola. 4-6-3 in the double play. Jefferson flipping to Piper, and the side is retired.
We talk all the time about how defense wins championships, and as a drop ball pitcher, this is what you want to see. Janae Jefferson to Hannah Flippin, over to Lily Piper for the 4-6-3 double play, but earlier in this inning, it was Anissa Urtez with the home run shot out to our camera guys out in center field to give Team Chidester those 10 inning points.
Top of the fourth inning, so far so good for Team Chidester. They lead Team Mulipola 3-1. Let's send it over to Key Michael, who is standing by with Tiffany Neal.
Tiffany, you are Alyssa Denham's sister, one of 3. There's 8 years between you guys, but you guys are also kind of a softball family, is that right?
We are. So Alyssa's our baby sister. There's 4 of us. We all played college softball, so we get to live through Alyssa while she plays. Overly competitive sisters, but absolutely love watching her out there.
And you say she's the baby, but there are also 8 nieces and nephews that she now coaches.
Yes, so me and my older sisters, we all have kids. They all play sports. Whenever Alyssa's home in the off season, she works with our nieces in their game.
Oh my goodness. That was an absolute laser beam off the bat of Deja Mulipola. Oh my goodness, I want to see the exit velocity on that. Mulipola the homer to make it a 3-2 ball game. We'll take another look at that before we head back down to Key, but my goodness, I couldn't get out of here any faster.
This swing, this is a drop ball inside. It was supposed to be out, but it trickles back over the inside part of the plate, and look at the way she gets her barrel underneath that pitch. Hits the light pole. Unbelievable, Deja Mulipola.
Hardest hit ball we've seen this season go over the fence. 82.6 miles per hour. Okay, with that, Key, let's send it back to you.
Man, that was exciting, but I am so excited that you're still with us to chat some more about Alyssa, who's doing great out there. So, last question for you. What does she get up to when she's not doing softball things? I know she's pretty fashionable. I saw you guys doing a photo shoot earlier today.
We enjoy just hanging out with our family, shopping, going to eat. We're pretty low-key, so just staying around, going and do small things together.
Awesome. Well, I know that your son is still watching. He might be up past his bedtime. Hunter,
Hi,
time for
Doug.
bed.
I love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job, Key. Well, what we didn't hear exactly from Alyssa's sister was not only did they all play college ball, they all played high. Division I, Louisiana Lafayette, Louisiana, is the school of choice. That's where Alyssa started. Actually played with the batter in the batter's box right now, DJ Sanders. They were roommates in college. Alyssa didn't finish at ULL, neither did DJ Sanders. DJ finished at Oregon. Alyssa finished at Arizona. Crazy connection right there. And all of the Denham sisters, including Alyssa, the same pitching coach growing up in Texas, guy by the name of Bobby Smith, as Kat Osterman. Kat Osterman in the building today. Everything seems to be connected right now. It's like a spider web.
Well, I think you could add Kat Osterman to the tallest pitchers in Athletes Unlimited, too.
Home run in a phone booth. Who wants it? Abby Ramirez. 2 down.
Kat's what, about 6'2"?
I think she was always listed 6'3".
6'3"? 6'3"? See, I always listed myself like an inch or two.
You were the tallest shortstop. Well, you and Jamie Clark. What's the name of that woman? I did her games at Louisiana State. Taylor
Pleasance.
Taylor Pleasance, tall shortstop.
She's very tall, too. I think we're about the same height. 6 feet tall, 6'1", roughly.
I'm with you, yeah. Worked for you, that's for sure. There's something about tall pitchers over the years. Jenny Finch, Alicia Hollowell. That was kind of the thing. It's like you had to be 6 feet tall, bring it. Monica Abbott. But there are exceptions. Taryn Mowat was dear to my heart. What she was able to do at Arizona, back-to-back Women's College World Series title. Jocelyn Forrest, back when Cal won it 20 years ago.
Well, I think we have great examples here, too, at Athletes Unlimited with Rachel Garcia and Odyssey Alexander's, pitchers that aren't super tall in stature, maybe 5'6", 5'7", that really bring it with some really good velocity, high 60s, touching 70 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's the great thing about softball is you can be any size, shape to play any position. Gotta have good eyesight, though. That's the one prerequisite. Two balls, two strikes, 2 outs. Jasmine Jackson, the batter. One run in here in this 4th inning for Team Mulipola. The captain, Deja Mulipola, with a laser beam over the left center field wall. Denham didn't panic and throws out Jackson at first.
The captain, Deja Mulipola, hits this one straight on a line out to the light pole. A solo shot, and she continues to swing that hot bat.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the bottom of the 4th inning. Odyssey Alexander, who was lifted an inning ago for Greta Cicchetti, comes back into our ball game.
Odyssey Alexander, most well known for one of the most memorable plays back in the 2021 Women's College World Series, playing Oklahoma State. It's a squeeze attempt, and she dives to make the play. This outstanding effort by Odyssey Alexander is forever ingrained in my mind. And you know what? I thought it was really interesting, too, hearing from Coach Kenny Gajewski, head coach of Oklahoma State, saying that play changed his team's mentality going into the 2022 season because it taught them what happens when you play on your heels versus when you play aggressive. He wanted his team to go out there with the same aggressive mindset that Odyssey Alexander had on that play. I just thought it was a really cool moment, not only for Odyssey to be able to make a spectacular play like that, but also for the opponent to learn from a play like that and take into the following season.
It's been a big week for Odyssey Alexander. It was announced earlier this week that she has accepted a job as an assistant coach at Howard Bison, Washington, D.C., HBCU. That's a big get for them. It's been a really great coaching staff. Tori Tyson, massive name, that Tyson family name, is the head coach. Now Odyssey, can you imagine being an 18-year-old kid playing at Howard, and all of a sudden you got Odyssey Alexander just 2 years removed?
It's got to be so incredible just to learn from these athletes that have such great experience, not just in the college ranks, but also professionally too. And we talk about it all the time, but the communication amongst all of these athletes here at Athletes Unlimited, getting to learn what makes somebody else successful and what they do, and you can bring those things back to your program when you get back into coaching. It's so great to see all of these players out there getting into coaching.
That almost hit Roberts. Didn't look like Roberts even flinched. Almost took out her kneecaps. Roberts popped to third her first time up. She can hit it a long way. 5-pitch walk. Roberts is aboard. All right, joining us here for a little bit, talk ball, Kelsey Harshman. There she is. Hey, Kelsey, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys up there?
We're doing okay. I'm looking at your numbers today. You got 16 points, and the bat had left your shoulder. You've got a walk, and you've been hit with a pitch.
That's what I'm saying. Just got to foul off a couple balls, and bada boom, bada bang.
And Kelsey, we actually ran a highlight of some of your hits that you've had throughout this season, a lot of them opposite field hits, and now coming from somebody who hated hitting outside pitches, what do you think it is about your swing that makes you so successful hitting the ball opposite field?
Yeah, I love seeing the ball deep, so that obviously lines up with hitting those outside pitches and then those off-speed pitches. And then, yeah, just really working on staying inside out the ball. It sounds so much easier than it is, but yeah, just really kind of working for my back leg. That's all it takes, I think.
That's all it takes. Oh, it's that easy. Okay. Hey, I've been really watching your swing for the last couple of years now.
Yeah.
You've got this interesting dynamic. When you're in the left-handed batter's box, your elbows touch each other a couple of times before the pitch comes. Is that just a habit, or are you doing something to try and reinforce something in your brain?
Yeah, sometimes I just do it to reset my wrists, because I definitely am a hitter that when I'm in the box, right, you want to swing, you want to get a hit, and you want to produce for your team. And sometimes when I get set way too soon, my hands just start dropping and dropping and dropping. So I try to keep resetting my wrists a little bit, and so that's just kind of a tick. If I think I'm set too soon, I'm just going to kind of reset myself to make sure I'm not kind of falling on my backside.
One of the things that's really cool is being able to talk to you guys about how you prep for all of these games. Are you somebody that likes to watch a lot of film, or are you a hitter that more likes to stand in there and just react to what you're seeing?
I definitely am a film girl. They do a great job of getting us the games so we can watch. I definitely am watching my at-bats, and then I definitely watch my girl Victoria Hayward's bats a lot because, you know, she's great. She plays the game well, and I look up to her a lot, so it's really great to see you know, how dynamic she is, and, you know, what can I incorporate and try to steal from her when I can.
Victoria Hayward and yourself had the commonality of playing for the Canadian national team, winning a bronze medal last year. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. There's a little handful of us here too. Got to give a little shout out to Jay Sal too. So it's so awesome to see her in the facilitator role. It's kind of sad not being out there on the field with her, but she is absolutely thriving, and I mean, it's hard not to thrive in this environment. It is just second to none out here.
And I know, listening to you talk before this season started, you talked about how important it is to be versatile on the field, to be able to play several different positions, and here you are tonight playing outfield, whereas we've seen you make SportsCenter top 10 plays over at second base. So what's it like being out there in the grass tonight?
Oh man, it's so fun. And I think that's what makes this league so special, is it's just like, what can you do to help your team? And if we can get as many, you know, great bats in the lineup, in the draft room, I was like, I can play left, I can play right, I'll play third, I'll play here. Like, what, Chitty, where do you need me? And so finally, Gwen was like, KJ, you can't play every position. I was like, you're right. But I think it's so important, and it's so important for like the young girls who are watching us, you know, growing up, especially now, right? Like, they are like, oh, I only play one position. I just want to encourage so many of those, you know, young female athletes, like, play them all. Play as many as you can. Sorry, this pole is, I'm like, is the ball coming towards me? Gotta make sure I'm good. But I love, like, you know, an athlete, you know, athletes that I work with at home who are like, I can play everywhere. I'm like, yes, here we go. This is the kind of athlete that, you know, I want to work with and vibe with, and I think that's just so great.
And I'm just curious, middle infielder, we've seen you play first base. Do you have a glove that's, it's gonna be a double play?
No, what's up? Oh God, run!
This is gonna be a double play! Oh my goodness!
Oh, dang. What a great play.
Oh, they're gonna say that Andrews was safe at first. Okay, but they do get the lead base runner. That was interesting. Okay, so there's 2 outs, runner at first. I gotta ask you this question. Do you have an outfielder's glove, or are you using an infielder's glove?
I am using an infielder's glove, but I will say my infielder's glove that I have a 12-inch infielder's glove that I just have used for a really long time, like the last couple years, and she needs to be retired, and so I'm working in like an 11.5 glove. But it's funny because the last weekend I was out in right field, and I was like, I can't use an 11.5 glove out here. I gotta be able to have some range with my hands and my fingers. So the 12 inches as big as I got. That's about as
awesome.
Yeah.
I love the intel. This is great stuff. KJ, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, Kelsey Harshman giving us the scoop about the size of her glove. All right, now it looks as if Team Mulipola, are they thinking about a captain's challenge? It looked fairly clear. Oh, maybe they're gonna say, oh, is this a situation where maybe the base runner interfered? Went out of the baseline? I don't know what they could possibly be talking about, but maybe Ocasio going from first to second.
Next up, the shortstop, number 7.
She's clearly, Aaliyah Andrews is clearly safe over here. So there's no question on that.
They're not challenging. They're not interested in that. They're interested about the runner going from first to second. But okay, now they're just going to drop everything and bring in the new pitcher. All right, so inning will continue with the runner on at first base and 2 outs. And we're going to have a new pitcher coming on. Alice Alexander is going to leave for the second time. Shannon Sale will come on to pitch. We'll tell you more about her in a moment. But we want to remind you, we've got a doubleheader coming your way tomorrow afternoon. Starting at 2 o'clock ESPN2, we've got Team Chidester taking on Team McClenny, followed by a game at 4:30 on ESPN2 as well. Team Jaquish taking on Team Mulipola. And if you don't want to sit on your couch and watch the games, you can actually come here. You have the wherewithal to get yourself to the village of Rosemont, just outside of Chicago, Illinois. Tickets available auprosports.com/tickets. We'd love to see you here. Wonderful environment. Now the third season of Athletes Unlimited Softball, championship season. All right, third pitcher of the ball game for Team Mulipola.
Yeah, and Team Mulipola goes to Shannon Sale, somebody who primarily is known for their rise ball, and she can throw it on different planes too. That's what makes her so effective in the circle, her being able to throw that rise ball low in the zone, about knee high, about belt high, and then also the one that's well up and out of the zone, more of a strikeout pitch. And for her here, she needs to try to get ahead in the count to utilize those pitches that are up and out of the strike zone.
Anissa Urtez is the batter. Ball gets away from the catcher, and it will allow Andrews to move into scoring position. It's going to be scored a passed ball. May be a factor if we have to consider whether or not a run is earned or not. The official score is going to make that decision. Earned runs make a difference for pitchers. It's a -10 if an earned run's allowed. Right now, Andrews should be on it first, except for the passed ball. So we'll keep an eye on that. Urtez had some lightning in her bat last time up. Hit a homer to center field. Home run number 4 on the season for Urtez. And now we're gonna have to see whether or not the run scores, and it will, yep. So the passed ball immediately comes around to haunt Team Mulipola.
The benefit of it being week 4 here in Rosemont is these hitters know exactly what pitches these pitchers are going to throw. And we talked about how Sale is known for that rise ball up in the zone, and Urtez waited till she threw it in there and attacked it, kept her barrel level, and drove it out to center field.
Look at Abby Ramirez. She has been red hot over the last 2 weeks. Line drive to left field to keep the inning alive.
You know, and I know we talked about this before these games even started today, but Abby Ramirez was what I'm going to call my steal of the draft in the 9th round. I think that Team Chidester made a fantastic pick going with Abby Ramirez, not just for what she does offensively, and she's swinging the bat, a really hot bat right now, but also defensively. I think she plays a solid second base, and that tandem between Urtez and Ramirez up the middle is just fantastic.
Now a conversation. I don't know if Sale was doing something that third base umpire immediately came over after that pitch and mentioned something to Sale. Maybe it's something as simple as the rosin bag wasn't far enough away from her. Sale works quick. Chidester, high to right center. It's going to be playable. And the catch is made by Bianca Stelli, and the inning is over. But because of the base hit by Urtez, it's a tied 4th. It's a carryover inning. The 5th will be worth 20 points when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Parkway Bank Sports Complex, Rosemont, Illinois. Second game of 2. It's a fun one. We've got 20 points on the line as we play the 5th inning. Unlimited Club provides great benefits, including voting on league decisions, interaction with players, signed items, and more. For more information or to join today, go to auprosports.com. And when was the last time you saw someone, what was it, foosball or ski? What do we call that?
Tiny curling?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, tiny curling, sure.
You know, a fun fact, when I was in high school, I signed up for a curling class when they took softball out of the Olympics. I said, I'm going to make it to the Olympics somehow.
No, you did not.
I signed up for a curling class.
Did you really?
But the first class was on the day of our first CIF playoff game, so I could not go to the class. But every single year, I get emails from the same curling class. I can't bring myself to unsubscribe.
That's awesome.
Because all of my teammates did it. So every single year, we have a nice little text thread of all of us joking about how we all signed up for the curling class.
That is awesome.
I wish I would have gone. I mean, I couldn't really leave the playoff game.
In Southern California, they had a curling class.
There was an ice rink right across from my high school. Yep.
Oh, that's tremendous.
Yep. Yep.
That's tremendous. Here's Lily Piper batting against Alyssa Denham. Jen Salling, maybe she knows a little thing or two about curling. She's a Canadian.
Well, and right on cue, she made a play.
Yeah, she did.
You were giving her a hard time for not fielding the one earlier. She said, hey.
I got nothing but love for Jen Sally. Mad respect for Jen Sally.
I think it's great to hear some of these players talk about how awesome it is to learn from her offensively, too. And we talk about how great of a defender she was, but also hitting. I think I saw a video of her and Amanda Lorenz in the cages just working together on some legs things. It looked like they were working on some leg drive, but it's just awesome to see these players continue to learn and to grow throughout their professional careers.
I saw Jen Sally playing pro ball with the Pennsylvania Rebellion. Her and Lauren Lappin, middle part of the infield. You couldn't get anything past those two.
Trust me, I tried.
Alyssa Denham. Off-speed pitch. Piper goes down to one knee to flip it foul.
She is so strong. I'm not sure how this ball carried as far as it did. Her leg all the way down on the ground. Just the reactions that these hitters have to these pitches coming in too is, I think, what makes them at this elite level, for them to adjust their swing as the pitch is already on its way to them.
Denham looking for the strikeout, doesn't get it. She struck out 2 in her first 4 innings of work. Denham's only given up 2 hits, but both those hits left the building. Bianca Stelli and Mulipola both with homers. Urtez. The only player in the history of Athletes Unlimited with the initials AU. Anissa Urtez.
Somebody else with an A initial for the first name too. You have a thing for
That's right.
the A's.
I do like the
you
A's.
always notice the A's.
It stick out.
I feel like I need to put a silent A in front of my name.
They say the most distinctive letter in the alphabet is K, by the way. Yeah.
But for you, it's A.
If you're naming your child and you want them to be noticed just when you look at a name, begin with a K.
Well, I didn't know that,
That's
but
actually
I followed
scientific.
your
Yeah.
both of my
Kodak. You remember
children.
the company Kodak? It's a made-up
Like the
word.
pictures.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a made-up word. George Eastman said, you come up with a name that begins with a K and ends with a K, anything you want, and that's going to be the name of my company. Because he knew that K was distinctive.
Learned something
There
new
you
today.
go. There's your K story.
I feel like you'd be good to play trivia with. If I ever have a trivia night, I'm calling you.
Call me. FaceTime me. Janae Jefferson. Called strike. A couple of Texans doing work here. Alyssa Denham is from Alvin, Texas. If that sounds familiar to anyone out there, that's the hometown of Nolan Ryan. Jefferson flied out to left. She's 7 for 29. It's her rookie season.
Slapping this one foul. Janae Jefferson, one of those triple threat lefties, can hit, can bunt, can slap. Going to the slap here against Denham.
Softly hit. Urtez makes the play. Maybe a little more difficult than she made it look. 2 down.
I think defensively too, she was playing for Janae Jefferson, going with the slap on the pitches prior to that, so maybe playing a little bit more in. So because of that, had to run back to her right, but still able to make that one easily.
Here's Victoria Hayward. This is an important bat for Vic Hayward right here. She's began the day hitting .405, 15 for 37, but she's 0 for 2 right now. If she gets a base hit here, she'll get the batting average back up to 400. She'd be 400 on the nose. She'd be 16 for 40.
I have to ask, did you see the defense in the stands on that last foul ball?
I did not.
Well, good thing our camera crew has our back here. Look at this.
Oh my goodness!
Look at that.
With the leg up too.
And the handoff.
I usually
Love
focus in between the lines. I focus in between the lines.
I've always watching the ball. Because, like I've said several times, I'm still hoping for a foul ball to make it up into the booth, so I've always got my eyes on those ones. I didn't bring my glove, though. I'm going to try to go for the barehanded grab.
Ball and 2 strikes to Hayward. Well, on that note, a quick story. 2008, I was doing the Olympics, Olympic baseball. And it was in Beijing, China. And baseball is not a popular sport over there. And our camera operators all happen to be natives. And so they weren't necessarily as tuned in to the bat and ball world as everyone else. So foul balls were like just absolutely mesmerizing. So every single time there's a foul ball, the camera operators would all follow the foul ball wherever it went. And we missed game action because everyone wanted to see where the foul ball was because that was so interesting to everyone over there. So
well, that's about like me. I'm tracking the foul balls into the stands.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Listen, Denham trying to go 1, 2, 3. And Vic's upset with herself. I guess she thought that was a ball and she couldn't stop her swing. Victoria Hayward's the type of person you'd like to play poker with. She lets you know how she's feeling at all times with that expression on her face. A 16-game hitting streak on the line for Victoria Hayward. She's 0 for 2. Man, she's a tough out.
A lot of foul balls to the left side. Denham really trying to work that drop ball outside of Victoria Hayward. Almost seems like her drop ball has a little bit of arm side run to it as well, so it's tailing away from the lefty batters. I think that's a big reason why we're seeing so many foul balls hit that direction.
Trying to sneak something past her right now is like trying to sneak a piece of cheese past a rat. It's not going to happen. She is locked in, Victoria Hayward. One of the more difficult players to strike out in the history of Athletes Unlimited. 3 and 2. In case you're wondering, Victoria Hayward has struck out exactly 2 times all season. Urtez is going to count for all 3 outs in the inning. A ground ball and 2 humpback liners caught by the shortstop Urtez. AU come alive, Anissa Urtez. Our aspiration around the bases, we've had the ball flying out of the ballpark today. A couple of home runs. Erica Piacastelli to straightaway center.
That's a way to plant 10 trees is by hitting the ball out of the yard, and they did it not just once, but twice in this ball game. Anissa Urtez following that one up out to center field too. Entering this week, almost 2,000 trees planted.
That's what it takes, a little bit of bicep action. I love it. That's great. Where are we finding these things? 7 homers in our 2 ball games today. That is the most we've seen in one day's action all season long. This is now week 4. And look at the scores. We had a 3-2 game earlier today, Team McClenny over Team Jaquish. And right now, we've got a relatively low-scoring game as well. It's a 4-2 ball game. First ball swinging, Harshman. Jefferson throws her out.
The right fielder, number 29, Tori
First time that Harshman has been retired. She's walked and been hit with a pitch and now grounds out to end the 5th. This is a 20-point inning. Winner of this inning, everyone's going to get 20 points. TV Tori. Hard right to the shortstop. Man, that's a difficult play. Made beautifully by Hannah Flippin. Madison, take me through that play. That wasn't an easy play at all.
Well, already when you have somebody like Tori Vidalis up at the plate, I would be playing pretty deep, just knowing how much power she has, and that's exactly where Hannah Flippin's playing. But she reads the hop, and knowing that you're going to be on turf, you're going to get that true hop. So she decides to step back, watch it all the way into her glove, and by that point, she has plenty of time to go ahead and make the play over to first base.
Can you tell right off the bat that that ball like that is not going to have any spin that you're going to have to deal with?
Honestly, I think it's hit so hard off of the bat that you're just reacting to how hard it's hit to you. And because it was hit more like a line drive, and again, you're on turf, you know that it's going to be a pretty good cherry hop over to you. Whereas if that one had been hit a little bit higher and maybe made more of a short hop, we might have seen Hannah Flippin come up to get it on the short hop. But because it bounced so far in front of her, she knew she was able to take that nice cherry hop and get the out over to first base.
Our producer to the Stars, CJ, just informing us that the last 7 outs in our ball game have been recorded by either the second baseman or the shortstop for either side. That's a nice gem. That's a pearl right there.
I like giving the middle infielder some love.
Sure. Oh, that's right. If we're working with a Madison Shipman and she wants to talk middle infield play, let's have nothing but outs recorded by middle infielders.
Well, and you got to give a little bit of credit to the pitchers, too, for probably hitting their spots, because that's the goal, is to try to let your defense work behind you, get some quick outs, and get your team back into the dugout.
In the air to right field. Can the second baseman somehow get there? No! Erica Piancastelli makes the catch, and the side is retired. Great job by Shannon Sale. A 1-2-3 fifth inning.
Well, it's time now for our Geico defensive play of the game, and it goes to Jack on staff over here in Rosemont. How about this catch over down the left field line? You got to have your head on a swivel when you're in the stands, but look at the way that he let that one just come into his hands, soft hands, and the handoff too. Of course, we got to give it to Jack.
Artistic flair, lifting the left leg up in the air. Fantastic. All right, we made it to the 6th inning, folks, and Alyssa Denham has been pretty darn good. Denham has given up 2 hits all game long. Both of them happen to be homers. But right now, her team is leading by a score of 4-2. Team Chidester over Team Mulipola. Denham has worked deep into the ball game. This is now her 3rd time through the lineup. She'll face 2, 3, and 4. Flippin, Sydney Romero, and Mulipola. If Denham can get through this inning, she'll have done something, because 3 pro hitters, 3 really good pro hitters, are going to face her for the 3rd time.
And I think the key here, too, is to just try to limit the free passes. Both the home runs that she's given up have been solo shots. And that's what's kept her team in the lead in this ball game. The times that she's given up some hit by pitches or some walks, she's been able to get out of the jam immediately. A lot of ground ball outs, and that's what she's wanting to do out there in the circle, is to let her defense work behind her.
Softly into center field. Andrews makes the play, and Flippin is out number 1.
Just as good as a ground ball out, right? Fly ball out to Aaliyah Andrews in center field.
There's your Geico leaderboard, and it's continually updated. Every single time that Denham gets an out, it's 4 points in her bank. The pitchers, it's +4 every out. Give up an earned run, it's a -10. So let's do a little bit of quick math here. We're in the 6th inning. That's 5 innings. That's 15. She's got 16 outs. 16 times 4 is 64. And the 10 earned runs, the 2 runs, 10, that's -20. So she's getting 44 stat points so far today.
I like that number, 44. It's a good one.
Ah, Madison Chipman.
You planned it that way, right? To
I
do
did.
all the math so
I
that
did.
it ended up being 44? I like that.
It's a little trick I had. A math trick to get to that magic number of 44. Sydney Romero. Little flipper. That's the first base hit that wasn't a homer for Team Mulipola. A single with 1 out for Sydney Romero.
And if you're Team Mulipola, you want to try to put as many people on base for Deja Mulipola, the team captain, and this is what she did in her last at-bat. A drop ball that tails back inside. She gets her barrel underneath it, exit velocity of 83 miles per hour, going 261 feet over that left field wall.
You can't tell me that that light tower didn't have a dent on it. She just scorched that. Hardest hit homer by velocity off the bat so far this season. It's now her 4th consecutive game with a homer. That ties the Athletes Unlimited record set by Haley McClenny a year ago. Denham and Mulipola, teammates at Arizona. Could be 2. Second for 1 on the first, not in time. Abby Ramirez couldn't get enough on that throw, and the inning stays alive. This is day 1 here of week 4. We still have doubleheaders tomorrow and on Sunday. Tomorrow, both games on ESPN2. 2 Eastern, 4:30 Eastern, back-to-back. Team Chidester, Team McClenny, followed by Team Jaquish, Team Mulipola. Erica Piancastelli. Both Denham and Piancastelli, college ball in Louisiana. Piancastelli played at McNeese State, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Denham, before transferring to Arizona, played at Louisiana, in Lafayette, Louisiana. Still think one of the more confusing things in softball is ULL, Louisiana Lafayette is now just Louisiana. Not LSU, Louisiana.
Denham really trying to work these drop balls outside to Piancastelli. And the pitch before that last one, she just wasn't getting that call outside, maybe called a bit too far out. Looked like a good strike to me, but ultimately called a ball. Now the count's 3-1, a good leverage hitter's count here for Piancastelli.
And the 2-out walk. Denham very careful with Piancastelli, who had homered off her earlier. So runners on at first and at second. Here's DJ Sanders. DJ has roomed with Alyssa Denham, both as a college player and here with Athletes Unlimited. Very good friends, similar backgrounds, and now facing each other with the game on the line. It's a 2-run lead for Team Chidester, but Team Mulipola with 2 runners on and a big-time power threat in DJ Sanders at the plate. This is the game right here.
Well, DJ's been hitting the ball really well. Had a great week 3 last weekend. Coming in with a bit of momentum coming into this weekend. You could see her just slowly working her way into these starting lineups for these teams because of the way that she's swinging the bat up at the plate.
This at bat is so important that whoever wins this battle, I think, is going to get MVP points. If Denham can get out Sanders and go 6 innings, there's no doubt she's going to get one of the 3 MVPs. If Sanders can turn something around, get an extra base hit, get a homer, she's going to be in line for MVP points. That important of an at bat. And Gwen Svekis, veteran catcher, wants to have a word with Denham. The hitters count 3-1. Being told that Alyssa Denham's now at 896 points. She's just outside the top 10. Big pitch. Count goes full. This inning is worth 30 points. Denham has been marvelous, but she needs to get out of this inning here. Got her! That'll do it! Alyssa Denham! Oh, she walked on the edge of a cliff, but she didn't fall off. She strikes out Sanders to retire the side.
It's a great looking pitch, a drop ball that actually tails back inside to get DJ Sanders swinging to get her team out of the jam. When her team needed a big pitch, Alyssa Denham delivered.
Well, this is how you earn points in Athletes Unlimited softball.
10 points for every single that you hit, and of course 20 points for the double. Haley McClinney loves it. 30 points for any triple that you hit, and then the big bopper, the home run. 40 points if you leave the yard. A couple other ways too. If you lay down a sacrifice button, you're going to get yourself 10 points, or if you steal a base, that's another 10 points. Hit by a pitch or a walk, could be a painful 8 points, but 8 points nonetheless.
We're going to have a pitching change. Team Mulipola, they have liberally gone to the pen. Taylor McQuillan will be their fourth pitcher of the ball game.
And Taylor McQuillan was actually Deja Mulipola's first draft pick this week, so that just shows you how important she is to these teams. Coming from the left side, going to be a different look, and she has that really good curveball that she'll throw to both sides of the plate. She's going to work the ball up in the zone too. She's got a nice off-speed pitch, but she's somebody that has continued to get better week after week after week, and her being drafted first by Deja, I think, shows you just how good she is.
Now she can have a soft landing into our ball game. McQuillan will face the bottom third of the order for Team Chidester. Jordan Roberts, Sydney Sherrill, Aaliyah Andrews. Of course, getting late in the ball game, always the possibility of a pinch hitter here or there. Not going to take out Roberts though. If she can run into one, it'll be a 30-point inning win for everyone on Team Chidester. Fourth inning was tied, fifth inning is tied. So now this inning is worth 30 points should Team Chidester win it. All they need is one run. Healthy swing.
Like that pitch too there from McQuillan. Somebody we talked about who's known for the curveball, so typically that break's going to work its way back inside to the right-handed batters, but this one she changes it up, more of a screwball spin to it, so it tailed away from Jordan Roberts. I think if that was a curveball, that one might have gone over the fence.
Way out in front. We'll do it again. Beautiful pitch. Out number one.
And just when you get the batter thinking that you're going to go back to the screwball working its way away, she comes in with this curveball that not only works its way inside to the righty, but also a bit down in the zone. Perfect location for that pitch, right at the knees, and gets her looking.
Here's Sydney Sherrill. She's 0 for 2. First two at-bats against Odyssey Alexander. Looking for her first professional double. She was a doubles machine as a college player. Into left field. Play is made by Jasmine Jackson, 2 down. Sydney Sherrill, the all-time leader in ACC doubles. College player at Florida State. She had 82 doubles. Hey, that's a bunch.
That's a lot of doubles.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's important to know your swing too, to know if you're more of a doubles hitter or if you're more of a power hitter, because if you're typically more of a doubles hitter and you go up there trying to hit home runs, things typically don't go your way. But just the numbers that she was able to put up throughout her career at Florida State, 82 doubles, so impressive.
Quickly, 2 down. McQuillan facing Andrews. Team Chidester leading by 2. Bottom of the 6th inning. When we make it to the 7th, Team Mulipola needing to score 2 will send Jasmine Jackson, Lily Piper, and Janae Jefferson to the plate. We're assuming it's still going to be Alyssa Denham in the circle. Denham trying to go the complete distance.
It is interesting when you look at the rest of the pitchers for Team Chidester. A lot of them work down in the zone. Like, drop balls are their bread and butter between Alyssa Denham, Carrie Eberly, Alicia Casio, all pitchers that like to work the ball in the lower part of the strike zone.
I'm not going to give Taylor McQuillan too much credit. She's only faced 2 batters. But we've had 3 really good pitching performances from Arizona pitchers. You got McQuillan right now. You had Daniel O'Toole, complete game win earlier today. And Alyssa Denham trying to go a complete game. Popper, that's trouble, and it drops. And Andrews is going to run into the 3rd out. Tried to get to second on a ball that was about 3 feet off the infield dirt. And she is out, number 3. I think it's a good chance. Why not? Try and get into scoring position. Just didn't work.
Leah Andrews, known for her speed, tries to take 2 on this one, but a really good throw and tag by Hannah Flippin, putting it down there. We've got a beautiful night for softball here in Rosemont. Athletes Unlimited. Team Chidester still up 4-2. Alyssa Denham looking to complete one of the rare complete games that we see here at Athletes Unlimited, but she's been able to do it because of her effective movement on her drop ball. It just drops off the table right at the last minute, but also I've been impressed with the way that she's mixed in her off-speed pitch, holding this tough Team Mulipola offense at bay.
Alyssa Denham trying to join this elite list. Complete games this season. Athletes Unlimited softball. She's got 3 more outs to get. Jasmine Jackson leads things off. Jackson, Piper, Jefferson, the scheduled 3. If anyone gets on Victoria Hayward, and that's important to note as well, Victoria Hayward has a 16-game hitting streak hanging in the balance. She may not get another at bat. .40 inning points on the line. Last inning 1 was the 3rd. The 4th was tied at 1. The 5th and the 6th, no runs for either side. Now we play the 7th. This one is worth 40 innings, 40 points. Softly, Urtez. 1 down.
First baseman,
I don't think we've seen an error all day. Is that right?
I don't believe we have.
It has been phenomenal week 4 softball today in the village of Rosemont. First game was a 3-2 winner for Team McClenny over Team Jaquish, and this one the same thing. 4-2 ball game, but flawlessly played defensively. And Denham still with gas in the tank. Pitch number 101 zips in for called strike 1 to Piper.
I like this early adjustment that we're seeing in the top of the 7th versus the top of the 6th. Top of the 6th kind of felt like some of her drop balls were maybe getting away from her a bit, especially outside to these righties, but she seems to have found her groove.
That's a fair ball. 2 down! Sydney Sherrill throws out Piper, and we're now 1 out away from this one being official.
Nice job by Sydney Sherrill there, playing back behind the bag. You can see just how deep she's playing, but she charges this one hard. immediately fires it across. A really strong arm thrown across the diamond.
This has the potential to be a huge, almost season-changing performance for Alyssa Denham. Alyssa Denham began the day 13th on the leaderboard, 13 out of 60. But if she goes the distance, she's probably going to get MVP 1. There's a whole bunch of inning wins and a game win. Tomorrow morning, we make up, she could be in the top 5. Here's Allie Harrell, the last hope for Team Mulipola. Allie against Alyssa. This'll do it! Allie to Abby. Game over. Alyssa Denham and Team Chidester wins. Wow. Ball thrown by Alyssa, fielded by Abby, over to Amanda off the bat of Allie. Who knew? We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more thoughts in a moment. We are back one final time. Take a look at your Geico leaderboard, and things are still in flux. We still need to add in win points and MVP points. And just handed it a note. If Alyssa Denham, who's quite possibly going to be MVP 1, if she gets MVP 1, she's going to leapfrog all the way in to the 7th spot on our leaderboard.
And she would definitely be my vote for MVP 1 with the way that she performed tonight and adding her name to that short list of pitchers that have been able to throw a complete game in this season so far.
With her sister in attendance, what a performance by Alyssa Denham. Man, so much fun to watch both games today. Fast-paced, well played, with excitement. We had home runs galore, but defense was also the theme of the day. And it's a 3-2 final and then a 4-2 final in our first 2 games of week 4. All right, there the win points are added in. Haley McClenny is still number 1, but look at Amanda Chidester clawing her way into the number 2 hole.
When you see a bunch of hitters still mashed up there right at the top, the hitters so far, but these pitchers making a late run here towards the end of this season.
We still have MVP points to factor in, so Alyssa Denham is going to get even higher on that list. Sure hope you enjoyed it. For Madison Shipman, for Key Michael, our entire Athletes Unlimited crew, I'm Eric Collins. Tomorrow, Athletes Unlimited Championship Softball continues at 2 o'clock on ESPN2.